Okay, this tutorial is for designers, art directors, artists who want to get a portfolio off the ground as quickly as possible, and they want to use WordPress. The first thing I'll tell you is don't go to WordPress.com. It's overpriced and it's not what you think it is. WordPress, the free website builder, is open source. It can run anywhere, and it's free. You shouldn't be paying for WordPress, the website builder. WordPress.com, what they're really selling you is a domain and hosting. If you don't know what that is, you should look them up, but I'll give you a very quick rundown. Domain simply refers to your .com, your .ca. The domain is like your URL. So you have to pay for that. You pay for the right to use that, and you pay every year. Hosting is the cloud drive that contains all the files of your website. So all the images on your website, all the code that runs the website, that has to live in a cloud drive somewhere. And just like you pay iCloud or Google Storage or Microsoft 365, it costs money. And that's what you're paying for. You're paying for hosting and a domain. WordPress, the website builder, is free, right? So if you go to WordPress.com to purchase your hosting and your domain, that's what you're paying for. WordPress, the software, is free. You can see it's between $12 and $20 a month, or $5 and $10 if you pay for a year up front. There's some like sneaky things that aren't visible to you here right away. Like the amount of video you can upload, or whether or not you can even upload video, the plugins you have access to, the themes or templates that you have access to. This doesn't really explain that to you, but you'll find that you don't have access to everything you wish you did at these personal and premium levels. So I really don't recommend WordPress.com if you want to use WordPress. So what do I recommend? Well, you could go to something like Dreamhost, which also has WordPress hosting, because remember, WordPress is just free software. It needs to be hosted and you need a domain, and Dreamhost is perfectly happy to sell you that. And their pricing, if you pay for a year up front, is $295 US, which I think is still less than $4 a month Canadian. And if you want to pay month to month, it's $5 a month to month, which I think is about $680 Canadian. So much, much cheaper. And they both give you the exact same product of WordPress, except you can upload unlimited video if you want. You can use any plugin that you can get your hands on. All these things become more available and more open, and WordPress itself becomes more open to you. So this is what I recommend, okay? All right, so let's jump into it then. Once you purchase the domain and the hosting for your WordPress site through something like Dreamhost, you will be taken to your panel. And this is just like where you manage the products you purchased from Dreamhost. So you purchased a website, so you'll go to Manage Websites. And I have a lot of websites, so many are going to come up here, okay? But I have one set up just for this demonstration, which is this guy here. Now, because you purchased the special WordPress hosting through Dreamhost, let me just remind you, you went here and chose WordPress. WordPress will probably already be installed, okay? If it's not, that's okay. Click Manage. And then here where it says WordPress, instead of saying uninstall, it will say install. You just need to install it. And that might take, I don't know, half an hour or so. All right, cool. Once it's set up, you can click Manage. So if we click Manage, that will take us to a login. If you don't know your password, you need to check your email that you created the Dreamhost account with. It will have been sent to there. And if you don't have it, sometimes it takes half an hour, sometimes it takes an hour for WordPress to get configured. So it could just be that you need to wait. Right? Maybe you need to click Lost Password, but just check your Gmail, get a password, and log in. All right, cool. This is what you'll see when you get going. If you click Visit Site, I'm going to open it in a new tab. You'll see something like this, right? Just another WordPress site and these things here, just like whatever, hero section, and all the basic things that are included in the default template, okay? The very first thing I recommend you install is a plugin called WP Reset. Okay, why? Because you will be installing different themes and different plugins to get the one that to get everything set up the way you want it set up, all right? And, it could get really messy, and then you're like, oh, I wish I could just start from scratch. This is the tool that will let you do that. So I already have it installed. You click install now, and then you wait, it installs, and then you click activate, okay? And you'll find it right here, WP Reset. And you don't need the pro features. You can just type in reset site, and it will do that for you, okay? I don't need to do that, but I really recommend that you think about that option. Okay, cool. So the first thing we can do is pick a theme, all right? Themes are kind of like the templates. So we'll go themes here, and we'll click add new theme. And I can just kind of scroll through these different options until I find something that I kind of like. I'm looking at Yuki Blogger here. I'm going to click preview. Okay. All right, so this is actually really straightforward. I don't know if I like the navigation here. So maybe I'll check out a few more. I'll just hit X. Keep scrolling. Cube blog. Let's look at Prespa. Okay. Yeah, this could work. Right. I'm going to look a little bit more. Okay, I took a little time looking, and I see this one, AutoZop, and you know what? I'm fine with this. So I think I'm going to click this one. And why? Because I think I might use this sort of zigzag a little bit. Happy customers, that's kind of important to me. Here's a nice little hero section. And then these things here, these are called, this is called a post block. And I'll explain these in a minute, but I like the way that these are laid out. Just keep watching, and that will make sense why, okay? So I'm going to install this. Okay, and then I'm going to activate it. Okay, now I'll refresh, and here we go. So now we're loaded up. All right, cool. Very first thing I'm going to do is look at this hello world, okay? I'm going to make sense of this for you in a second. If we go to posts, you can see there's a post here called hello world. Any post I make will show up here. So look, let's go to this post, hello world. And I'm just going to add a featured image. And we'll see what happens. It's uploading. Okay, we'll click set featured image, and I'll update. And now we'll refresh this website, and we got our cats, okay? So you can start to see how if you're building a portfolio, every time you add a new portfolio piece, you want it to show up in a grid on the homepage. That's what this does. Every post shows up on one of these cards on your homepage. Let me make another one. I'll go back to view posts. I'm going to click add new post. I'll add a title. I'll call it my first case study. All right. And we can start adding to this. Maybe I'll add a paragraph, and I'll add some lorem ipsum. Okay. You would never want the text to go across this much. So you would want to find a narrower block, let's say. We can add media and text. So I can go upload. Let's upload another cat image. And maybe we can add a heading here that says like, whoa, cool cat. And then some more lorem. These can be adjusted. The size of these are adjustable. And you can quickly start to see how you can create a pretty cool, let's add all these. You could create a pretty cool case study real quick just with these pre-made tools here. Okay, so I'll let those upload. These images are just uploading. We'll give them a second. And we'll publish that. And we'll refresh. Oh, I forgot to add a featured image. Post, set featured image. Which cat did I already use? Okay, I just want to make sure they're different. We'll set this. I'll hit update. Refresh. Cool. And so as soon as I click this, when I click my first case study, it takes me to that website, that page I just built. Okay, so that's literally it. That's all you need to do. What some people do is they go to the homepage and they start manually adding in images, and they try to manually build this card with an image and a tag and everything. And they get really annoyed because this takes forever. And if you have 5, 6, 7, 10 portfolio pieces, you never get it done, right? And then you have to manually link this. You have to select this. You have to change it to a link and manually link it to this this post. So that's kind of like the basics of it. Really, if you understand that, you understand what makes WordPress quick. Let's look at this where it says uncategorized. I don't want uncategorized. Let's say I'm a designer and an art director, and I have designs and I have art direction. So I'm going to click on categories, and I'm going to add one. I'm going to add design, add new category, and then I'm going to do art direction, and I'm going to add a new category. Now I'll go back to my posts, all posts, and I'm going to quick edit. And instead of having this uncategorized, I'm going to say it's art direction, update. And now I'll go to this one here, and I will set that one as design, and I will update. Now let's refresh. Sweet. This is a design post. This is an art direction post. I would like those up in my navigation, right? So I want to show not just sample page. I want to have design and art direction in here so that if someone only wants to see my design or only wants to see my art direction, they can navigate to that category page. So this is really, really easy. We'll go to Appearance, Editor. We're going to click on Navigation, and I'll click Edit. Give this a second to load up. Okay, so you'll notice that this is purple. That's because we're in like a component, or it's like something that is part of the template. It's on every single page automatically in the same spot. So once we focus in on this component, on this navigation component, we're editing it like right here on screen, but it's being changed on every single page that uses the template. I hope that makes sense. So we're going to add something here. I'm going to just type in art direction. I hope it's going to automatically pick up that I'm looking for the art direction category tag. Okay, it's not finding it. It's not finding it when I search art direction, but I'm happy this happened because usually this does not happen, but I can make it work. I'll show you what to do when this happens. So we tried to add a link. We wanted to add a link to all of our art direction work. It didn't load up. So here's how we can get the link manually and put it in. So I'm going to go back to our homepage here that we already have open. And what I'll do is I'll just access it here. So I'll click Design. And you can see this is the URL that it pulls up. humberportfolio.xyz, that will be your domain, /category/design. So that's all I need. This is where I want to get to. So I'll just copy this and I'll go to Add Link. And I'll just paste in the URL. And then I'll edit it and I'll change the text to just design. Okay. So all I really wanted to do there was get a link to all of my design work. So I've created that now. So we'll hit save. Okay, cool. So I bet you the one for art direction is just going to be /category/art direction. So there we go. It's just /category/art-direction because there's no spaces on the internet, so it has to use a dash. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to add another thing here, add link. Okay, I'll paste that link in and press enter. Now I'm going to edit the link, edit, and I'll change the text to art direction. Whoa, no caps there. Art direction. Save. Okay, and you know what? I don't need sample page here. That's just there, so otherwise you would not know the navigation was even there, so we'll delete it. I'm going to save it, hit save, and refresh. Refresh my website here. All right, so it's still not working, but that's okay. It could just be because we need to refresh the home page. So don't panic. We're going to go to the home page. Open. Back. Pages. Okay. Blog home. Sometimes it'll say blog home. Sometimes it will say home page. Sometimes it will say main page. Something a little different, but it'll be you'll see the home icon. Okay, now we're going to edit it. Right. So here we are. We can see, look, it's not updating, right? This is our navigation. It's not updating. So I'm just going to hit delete and see what happens here. Okay, so I just deleted it, and it refreshed, and now we got our template, our nav template back. So we'll hit save it. We'll refresh. Sweet, there we go. So now when I click design, it pulls up all my design work. When I click art direction, it pulls up all my art direction work. And this text here takes me home, which, by the way, we can just write like Eric's website. Cool. I'll save that. All right, great. The next thing you're going to need is a home page. So we're going to click the W, leave page. In this case, we're not going to use posts. Posts are mainly for your portfolio pieces. I'm going to go to pages. I'm going to add a new page. And it's going to be about, okay? And, you know, depending on your theme, there might be a template for the about page. I don't see one here, and that's perfectly okay. Oh, it looks like you can add templates, but we don't want to do that. We just want to use what's here. And you could use the blocks to start building this, right? So maybe we could do like a full width thing here, right? Where you could write like, hi there. And you could change this background image to whatever you want. Surely you can change the background image. I really have trouble believing there's not a way to change the background image on this. Advanced. Okay, clear media. Add media. Upload. I'm just going to use a cat pick again. Right? So there you go. There's different like tools, right? Like there's so many different blocks here. We could do. I just typed in full width, right? Or maybe we could type in hero, right? So there's, whatever this is, there's all these different things you could do here to add all these different blocks. Okay. So I'm just going to delete this because I don't really care at this point, but you get the idea. You just slowly build up this website. You notice that the navigation is not there, right? But that's okay. The navigation will get added automatically because the navigation is part of the template. Remember, we edited it as the navigation template, that component. So it will always be there. So I'll just click view page, right? And there we go. See, we got about, and we have our navigation template, and we have this thing we started to make. Cool. So we'll go back. I'm going to go back to WordPress. And now I want to put this in my navigation. So first thing I want to do is open this up in a new tab. And that's just so I have the URL to get to it. Because remember before it wasn't showing up automatically, which is strange. It usually does. Go to Appearance, Editor, Pages, blog home, excuse me, that's not what I want to do. My mistake. I want to edit the navigation template, right? Edit. Something interesting before I edited it up here, if you want, you can actually edit it over here. You should be able to. Let me hit X. No. Okay. Yeah. So if you select it and you go to block, we can actually do it over here, which is sometimes a little bit easier. I'll do page link and I'll type in about, and hopefully it will find it. Usually it finds it automatically. It's not finding it. That's okay. We anticipated that. We're going to copy this. We want to get the link for this. There we go, which is pretty straightforward. It's just your URL/about. Copy it, paste it in, enter. Right, now we want to edit this. Whoops. Edit. We'll change it to about. Save. And save. Save again. Okay, now we'll refresh and we'll see if it worked. And there we go. So this time, nothing weird and glitchy. So right away, we've got kind of the basics set up here for a WordPress site. What if you don't like these? Well, let's do some editing on the homepage here. So we'll go to homepage, go back, pages, blog home, edit blog home. You know, right away, I want this to be higher up. So I'm going to move this to the top here, just like that. I'm just clicking the up button to move this up. If you don't see the up, it could be because you've selected like a thing in a thing, I guess. So we'll just click up and we'll click up. There we go. So I want it right underneath my hero image, which, by the way, you could also change, obviously. Clear media, right? Add media. Each theme will be a little different, just so you're aware. I'll add my cat here. You know, we could say, Eric Forrest, and we could change the color of this to white, and I could say graphic designer and art director. Change the text. Maybe you make this go to your homepage, right? About me, or it could go to my work. And you will manually make this go to wherever, right? Let's say we want it to go to about me. We'll click this. Boop. And, all right, meet me, exclamation. And I'll add a link in, and I'll paste that link and enter. Cool. So that, there we go. You could change the size of these, right? You could format these, make them bigger, make them smaller, presumably. Oh, these are just tags. There we go. Extra small, medium, right? Let's make this. We can make this huge. Change the number of lines. It's customizable, right? Cool. Okay, we'll hit save. Save again, and refresh. There we go. So we're starting to customize this, right? Starting to get a little bit different. Maybe you want a logo. So you could add a logo in here. I would just delete these. We don't need them. So there's just a placeholder here for us right now. If we wanted to add a logo, I could just add an image. And I'll just use an image we already have. Select. Obviously, we want to scale that down, right? You can add your logo. And if you want to do something like the logo always takes you to the homepage, then we'll get our homepage, which in my case is just humberportfolio.xyz. And I'll select the image and I will add that in. Right? Enter. So now the image is a link that will always take me home. There we go. And when I click this, it will take me home. If I'm on the home page and I click it, it's going to take me home. All right. Let's look at one more thing that's pretty important here, which is what if you don't like the layout of these, the design of this post feed? All right. So off camera here, I'm going to add a couple more posts so you can see what it looks like with more than 2 posts. And then I'll show you how to get different options for the layout of these cards, of this post feed. We're going to plugins, and I'm going to say add new plugin. I'm going to search something called PostX. There are many, many different. Oh, hold on. This isn't the one I wanted. Stand by. All right, it is called PostX. It just doesn't show up when you search PostX. I just searched post, keyword post, and we get, where did that go? This one here, PostGrid, Gutenberg box, and WordPress Post plugin PostX. So it's a mouthful. This is the one we want. I'm going to activate it. And we don't care about any of this, okay? Just return to dashboard. All right. Cool. So good. So this is a plugin that's going to give us all different kinds of post blocks. All right. So let's look at exactly what that means. Appearance, editor. Okay. And then we want to go back to our home page. So pages, blog home. Edit. All right, and what we want to do is look at different options for these case studies, okay? We want to add another block, so like another section, let's say. So I'm just going to click on this section here. Like this outer section, you see with the blue line, it's the outer section, not the inner section, this outer section. And I'm going to say add before. So all I'm adding is another section on top of where I am, because I want to show you the different block options that are available with PostX. So I'm going to type in post, okay, browse all, and these are all the different post grids that are available with PostX. So look, I'll click this one, post grid 2. All right, so these are kind of cool, right? They might be more up your alley. It might be more what you're interested in. And, you know, there's different options available. You know, oh, if we turn the image off, it just completely goes away. So we don't want that. But you can see, like, it's a little bit cooler, right? It's a little more customizable. We can, like, adjust the heights of things a little bit better. We can change the gap between them, just get rid of it if you want. You can change the number of columns to 2, 3, 4, 1. Let's see, advanced. You know, just more stuff. More cool things are available to you here. Whoa, okay, I don't like that. We could change what happens on hover. You know, just stuff, right? Stuff. Now, sometimes they want money for things, which is annoying. But you know, let's look at some of the other ones that are available here. Close that here. I'm gonna say, well, we could just. I think we should just be able to change the different. Yeah, so we could just pull this up and see the different options. So unfortunately, that's a pro option, pro, free, pro, free, free, pro. You know, this is pretty decent. Oh, okay. What's it doing? All right, it's trying to help me too much. I don't like this. Close that. I'm going to close that. And what I'm going to do is just delete this and manually add before, plus, post, browse all. Yeah, okay. I'm just looking at the different, all these blue ones are the ones we've added. So you could do all in a row like that. You could have a slider. That's kind of cool. Those are cool. You know, let's just see. I don't know. Let's just see what this one looks like. So, okay, more of that. There you go. Different layouts. And, PostGrid here is just one that I picked because I think it has decent options for free. But there are many, many, many different post block options. So I'll just save this because whatever. Is it saved? Yeah, we're saved. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my site, and I can go back to plugins, and we could say add new plugin. We can search post again. And there are many different tools here. So this is the one we just installed. Here's a popular post, an easy to use popular post widget. Themify. This plugin will add portfolio post type. Don't worry about that. You don't need that. Post grid combo. 36 Gutenberg blocks. I've never tried this one, so let's just try it out. I really recommend, as you're trying things out here, to write down what you like and just like circle it or put a check mark or something. Because, like I said, you're going to try a lot until you find the one you want. And then you might use WordPress Reset to sort of reset your WordPress site. And that can be a really useful thing to do. So let's see what we get here. So all post grid. This one's a little more complicated. This one lets you, I guess, create layouts here. So create new. Oh dear, what's happening? Okay, so yeah, you can create different ones here. These are more complicated things. I'm going to jump in and see what it gives you automatically. Off camera, I tried that one and I hated it. So I'm happy that happened because I'll show you how to delete. If you had something that you don't like, I'll show you how to delete it. So it's probably good if you want to take the time to build things, but I didn't use WordPress to take the time to do things, right? That's the opposite of the point. So it's called Post Grid Combo. We'll go to plugins and I will select this and click deactivate, right? And there you go. You've sort of removed that. So PostX seems to be a good one, even though some of it's paid, other parts are free. And I hope now that you understand kind of what the posts look like, right, what these post blocks look like, when you're picking a template, you could start to say to yourself, hey, I like the post block on this template, right? Remember, this is the one that came with the template. These are the ones we added on. So now that you know when you're picking a template, you can say, oh, this is what I want. This looks good to me. And that's probably more important than all this other stuff, which you don't really even need or don't really even use, right? So I hope this is helpful. I tried to keep it half an hour, but it should get you started. And it's kind of everything you need to know about WordPress, right? Every case study goes in as a post. It should get tagged. And then on your homepage, you create some kind of a post feed. Either you use the one that comes with your WordPress theme, or you use one that comes with Gutenberg PostX that you like. So when they click on it, it takes you to that case study where you can read about it. And then you go into the navigation component and you add the main navigation pages and you customize this text here, you add in your logo and you're done. So you could do this very quickly. Thank you.